Welcome back to Financial Fundamentals, where we break down money concepts so they actually make sense. Today, we are talking about something that stops a lot of people before they even get started. That feeling where you look at your bank account at the end of the month and think, where did it all go? I literally have nothing left to save. If that sounds familiar, stay right here. Because by the end of this, you are going to understand exactly why that happens, and you are going to have a real plan to change it, even if it feels impossible right now. Let's get into it. Here is why this matters, and I want you to actually feel this for a second. Imagine you are 3 months into your first real job. You are making decent money, more than you ever made before. But somehow, every 2 weeks when that paycheck hits, it's gone before the next one shows up. And then one day your car breaks down, or you get a medical bill, or you miss a shift. And suddenly you are panicking, borrowing money, or putting something on a credit card you don't know how to pay off. That one surprise expense, that one thing, can knock you off your feet if there's nothing behind you to catch you. That's the whole reason this matters. Savings isn't about being rich. It's about having a floor, something under your feet so that when life gets weird, and it will get weird, you don't fall through. And here's the thing I really want you to hear. Most people don't save because they think they can't, but a lot of the time, the money is there, it's just invisible. Let me show you what I mean. Step 1 is to track before you cut. I know, tracking sounds boring, but stick with me. Here's the truth. Most people genuinely cannot tell you where 20 to 30% of their money goes each month. Think about that. Imagine if someone reached into your wallet and took $100 out every month and you just never noticed. That's basically what's happening. Tracking your spending just means writing down every single thing you spend money on for 2 to 4 weeks. Every coffee, every Uber Eats order, every random Amazon purchase at 11 at night, every subscription you forgot you signed up for. When you do this, and I mean actually do it, almost everyone finds money they did not know they were spending. Little charges that sneak out every month. A streaming service you haven't opened in 4 months. 3 different food apps, a gym membership from last January. This stuff adds up fast, and you can't fix what you can't see. Okay, step 2. This one is maybe the most important thing in this whole video. It's called paying yourself first. Let me explain what that means because it sounds simple, but it changes everything. Most people think about saving like this. They get paid, they pay their bills, they buy groceries, they go out, they spend whatever they spend, and then at the end of the month they look at what's left and try to save that. The problem is, there's almost never anything left, because spending expands to fill whatever room it has. This is just human nature. We are not wired to delay fun. Paying yourself first means flipping that around. The moment your paycheck hits your bank account, before you do anything else, before you buy groceries, before you go out, before anything, a small amount automatically moves into a separate savings account. You set it up once. The bank does it for you. You never even see the money. And here's the magic. After a week or two, you barely notice it's gone. Your brain adjusts to the slightly smaller number like it was always the number. That's automation removing the willpower step. You don't have to decide every month to save. It just happens. And when I say small amount, I mean it. Even $5 a paycheck counts. $10, $20, whatever you can honestly do without. The point is not the amount right now. The point is building the habit. Think of it like leveling up in a game. You start at level 1. You don't skip to level 50, you build. Alright, let's just pause for a second. So far we have talked about tracking your spending to find the invisible money and paying yourself first so saving happens automatically. Does that make sense? Good. Keep that with you. Let's keep going. Now I want to give you a simple framework. Think of it like a rough starting guide, not a strict rule, called the 50-30-20 rule. Here's what it means in plain English. 50% of your money goes to needs. That's rent, groceries, utilities, transportation, your phone bill. The stuff you actually have to pay. 30% goes to wants. That's eating out, streaming, clothes, fun. The stuff that makes life enjoyable. And 20% goes to savings or paying down debt. Now here's the honest thing I want to say about this. If you are starting out and 20% feels impossible, that is completely okay. Start with 1%. Start with 2%. The framework is a compass, not a law. It tells you the direction. You find your starting point. Here's something practical though. When it comes to the big stuff, rent, transportation, food, even a small cut there saves way more than cutting every small purchase. Think about it this way. If you split an apartment with a roommate and save $200 a month on rent, that's $2,400 a year. Cutting every $4 coffee gets you maybe $120 a year if you have one a day. The big stuff moves the needle. Always attack the big 3 first. housing, transportation, and food. Now I want to talk about something called a starter emergency fund. Emergency fund, that's just a savings account you do not touch unless something actually goes wrong. The car breaks down, you get sick, you lose a shift, something real. A common starting goal that gets talked about a lot is $500 to $1,000. Just that, not a huge number. Just enough to handle one surprise without it destroying your month. Once you hit that, the next goal is working toward 3 to 6 months of your basic essential expenses. Rent, food, utilities, set aside somewhere you can get to it if you need it. That number looks different for everyone depending on your situation and where you live. But $500 to $1,000 first. That's the floor. That's what keeps one bad week from turning into a bad year. Let me walk you through a concrete example now. And I want to be clear, this is illustrative. This is just to show you how the math actually works. It is not a prediction of what will happen for you. Say you take home $2,000 a month after taxes at your first job. Rent and utilities are $900. Groceries are $300. Transportation is $200. Phone is $50. That leaves $550. And right now that $550 just kind of disappears into takeout, random purchases, subscriptions. So you decide to track for 1 month. And here's what you find. You are paying for 4 streaming services. That's about $40 a month. And you're spending around $180 on food delivery. So you cancel 2 of the streaming services. That saves you $25. And you cook 2 extra meals at home each week instead of ordering. That saves you about $60. That's $85 a month, which is over $1,000 a year. You did not change your rent, you did not get a raise. You just looked at where the money was going and made 2 adjustments. That $1,000 goes into a savings account automatically, and suddenly you have a floor. So just to make sure we are on the same page, the money is often already there. You just have to find it first, then protect it before your spending can get to it. Got it? One more thing I want to leave you with. Watch out for something called lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep. Here's what that means. Every time your income goes up, a raise, a better job, a tax refund, your spending has a tendency to quietly grow right along with it. New apartment, nicer car, more eating out. And suddenly you are making more money but still saving nothing. The move is this. Every time your income goes up, decide in advance that at least part of that increase goes straight into savings before your lifestyle has a chance to absorb it. Even half of a raise going to savings is a huge deal over time. All right, before we wrap up, what is the one thing from today that surprised you the most? Think about that for a second. Maybe it was how much invisible spending is actually out there. Maybe it was how small the starting goal really is. Whatever it was, that's your starting point. Here is the single thing I want you to walk away with today. You do not need more money to start saving. You need to see where your money is going and then move a small piece of it automatically before anything else can get to it. That's it. That's the whole thing. If this helped you make sense of something that felt confusing before, I'd love it if you liked the video. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who need it. And if you know someone who just started their first job or is about to sign their first lease, share this with them. Seriously. This stuff is not taught in school, and the fact that you are here learning it now puts you ahead of where most people are at your age. If there's a money concept you have always been confused about, compound interest, credit cards, taxes, anything, drop it in the comments. We go through every comment and your question might become the next video. That's the whole mission of Financial Fundamentals, making this stuff actually make sense for you. This video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Markets and investments carry risk, including the possible loss of principal. Always do your own research and consult a licensed financial professional before making investment, tax, or money decisions.